So let's talk more about what you can be doing and you should be doing in your journey to reversing pre-diabetes. So as you know by now, pre-diabetes is when you start to become insulin resistant. So for type 2 diabetes, I'm not talking about type 1, I'm talking about pre-diabetes and I'm talking about type 2 diabetes. Your pancreas is still producing insulin in order to bring the sugar down, your blood sugar down, right, to normal levels after you eat, mainly. Not even just after you eat, but your body continues to use insulin even while you're sleeping, right? So when you start to become insulin resistant, it's almost like your body is no longer using insulin properly. We have to retrain, I think, this is how I describe it, retrain our body to use insulin properly. So we're trying to get back to insulin sensitivity, right? So that when your body releases insulin into your bloodstream, it can do what it's supposed to do. The insulin levels come back down and we're normal and good. If the insulin levels are continuously high because there's a lot of sugar in your bloodstream, then that's where you start becoming insulin resistant. We're gonna retrain our bodies, right? With the things that we eat, with getting enough sleep, and with reducing stress. Okay? So what you can be doing and what you should be doing, one of the things is regularly exercising, because your muscles are gonna burn that extra sugar, especially after you eat. If you can get a workout in, for me, I used to get the same results when I used to work out before eating. So not just watching what we eat, but we really have to allow our body to burn the excess, sugar, so that if you eat something and your spike is gonna come down back to normal in that 2-hour mark, right? So regularly exercising, you want to incorporate that. But even if say you're at work, right, and you can't get a workout in because you're behind a desk, you can go for a short walk if you can. If you can't, and this is a little tip that I learned here on this here TikTok app, you can just do calf raises at your desk. If you're sitting at your desk and there's nowhere to walk to and you can't walk up and down because you're supposed to be working, just sit there and do some calf raises. Those calf raises are going to make a difference as well, because it's still a muscle burning, right? So you can do some calf raises there. Some kind of activity. If you can go in a corner and do some squats, that's good too. That's great too. Another tip that I learned here from this app is apple cider vinegar. Now, I didn't do this in my journey because I found out what I was doing was working well enough, so I did not. The other day, however, for the first time I tried apple cider vinegar in water, just a teaspoon or so in a glass of water, and I drank that before I had a high carb meal. So it was a heavier meal, and I was like, I don't want to spike. So I tried that, and when I tested at 2 hours after having that meal, I was back to fasting, which is I was below 100, between 70 and 100. I think I was 90 something. That's an excellent reading. So I was like, ooh, this thing actually worked. So that's a tip that I'm sharing with you. You can incorporate that into whatever you're doing if you want to try that. And there are so many, other tips. But I have to say, the only way you can know that you are doing well is to get a blood glucose monitor. I said that in every single video. That's the only way you know, because the A1C is this, but you have to check your day-to-day readings, right, to see if you're improving. As I said before, it was a blessing for me. I got mine at the beginning of my journey, and my numbers significantly started to change right before my eyes, and it encouraged me to. It encourages you to continue. If you're just eating blindly or exercising blindly, or blindly, you don't really know what kind of progress you're making. So I definitely get a blood glucose monitor so you can check every single day, after every single meal, before and after. Your fasting glucose is important to know that as well too, because you want to know how your body regulates insulin when you're sleeping as well. So I've seen so many people on this app, just they're diagnosed with pre-diabetes and they go directly to medication. I don't know if that was offered to them by a doctor. I don't agree with that. My doctor did not, bless his heart. I'm thankful for him for that. He's like, no, you're gonna eat properly. Even when my cholesterol was high as well, I'm like, okay, so do you have like a do you have like medication to bring down my cholesterol? And he's like, no, I'm not giving him medication for anything. Eat properly. But me and my doctor can rap like that. We're cool. So yeah, watch what you eat, regulate your sleep. You need at least 8 hours. 8 hours of good rest. Find ways to de-stress. Journal, meditate, pray. Prayer changes things. Our grandmother always said that. So whatever is on your mind, you have to find a way to release it. Release that stress, right? It does affect your blood glucose levels. So hope you can use those tidbits. Do a little bit of workout, a little calf raises at your desk if you can't move, some body weight squats, and regulate your sleep, and try some ACV in water before you eat a meal. I'm not saying guys, don't go ahead and eat no heavy carb meals at this point. We're reversing it, so we're not cheating, not at this point. But if you can still incorporate the ACV anyway, because the key to it, and I find that the key to reversing pre-diabetes, again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not an endocrinologist, I'm not a diabetologist, but the key to reversing it and to improve insulin sensitivity is to reduce spikes as much as possible. You will fall off. You will have 1 and 2 spikes here or there. Don't make the 1 and 2 spikes throw you off. Keep on the journey. But the more you reduce those spikes, is the closer you're going to become to insulin sensitivity. And that is where I describe it as teaching our bodies how to use insulin again. So I hope this video helped, and anything else you want to know, let me know with your questions. I love getting your questions. So keep strong, keep in the fight, do not give up. We can do this together, and health is wealth. So remember, I love you, God loves you, and you've got this. Stay healthy.